When you have inequations with a pronumeral in the denominator, okay, you have to solve it this way. The first thing you do is look at the denominator and write down the value of x that will make the denominator go to 0. And the value of x in this case will be -1. X equals -1 will make that go to 0. Now, if that goes to 0, then 1 over 0 is undefined. So x cannot equal to -1. All right. The next thing we need to do is we need to look at the denominator and we're going to multiply both sides of this inequation by the denominator squared. So multiply both sides by x plus 1 squared. Okay? All right, so we write 1 over x plus 1 times x plus 1 squared greater than or equal to 2 outside of x plus 1 squared. Okay? And simplify both sides. Now, that will cancel with one of those, and then you have to expand that side. So the left-hand side will be x plus 1 greater than or equal to 2, and then expand that. X squared plus 2x plus 1. Keep going. Expand. Okay. And then we take away the x and take away the 1, so we're going to end up with, okay, and you can write that, you can leave it like that and just then factorise your trinomial there, and when you factorise that trinomial you will get 2x plus 1 and x plus 1. Okay, so you can write this the other way around if it's clearer for you. So 2x plus 1, x plus 1 is less than or equal to 0. Just swapping the sides around. Okay, put a box around that because we're going to use that. Okay, now the next step is to solve this as though it was equal to 0. So solve 2x plus 1 because we're going to find our x-intercepts. Okay, we're going to graph it. So is equal to 0. When you do that, you're going to get that x is equal to -1/2 and -1. All right? Okay, so what you do with that is you draw yourself a xy plane. Just do a quick sketch. Where you plot those 2 points on there. Right, so you've got -1/2 and -1. Now, when you go to plot them, okay, you know that we found earlier that x cannot equal to -1. All right? So when you go to plot -1, you put an open circle on there. When you plot -1/2, you can go ahead and put a filled-in circle. Okay? Clearly, it's a concave up parabola. If this was, 2x plus 1, x plus 1 equals y, okay, you're actually graphing that parabola, it would look like this. Okay? Okay, now there's 0 on the y-axis. It's important to know where 0 is because we have to outline the part of the graph that this inequality is talking about. So it's saying that that function is less than or equal to 0. So here's the function, right? The 0 it's talking about is the one on the y-axis. The function is less than or equal to 0 here, right, below the x-axis, and it's greater than or equal to 0 here, right? We want less than or equal to 0, so we're going to outline, I'll use a red pen, just to show you that's, just outline that, darken that bit, okay? And that now will help you write the solution, okay? And the solution is, have a look, that, over here, that -1 is less than x, which is less than or equal to -1/2, okay? It's less than x because it's open, but it's less than or equal to minus half because it's closed. All right? Okay, here is another example where we have a pronumeral in the denominator, okay, of an equation. So the first thing we have to do is look for a value of x which will make that denominator go to 0, and we need to write down what x cannot equal to, which is 2, because if x is equal to 2 it will go to 0 and that becomes undefined. Okay, next thing we have to do is multiply both sides of our equation by the denominator squared. Okay, that will cancel with one of those, so you will end up with and just expand the right hand side. Keep going, expand and clear up. Okay, and then factorise this. All right, I'll just write it over here and change my inequality to greater than 0. So when you factorise that, you will get x minus 2 and x minus 10. Okay, next thing to do is to solve x minus 2. Just put a box around that because you're going to be using it. Okay. And x minus 10 equals 0, and we find that x is equal to 2 and 10, all right? Now, we're going to plot those 2 points on the number line, number plane, okay, over here. Now, it says x equals 2 and 10, right? Now, remember that x cannot equal to 2, so when you go to plot 2, you put an open circle, and when you go to plot 10, it's still an open circle because the inequality is a less than, not a less than or equal to. Okay? So hence, this will be a concave up parabola, clearly. Okay? All right. So, you then have to pay attention to this again, all right, that the function is greater than 0. If the function is greater than 0, okay, it means it's above the x-axis. So outline that, okay, make it stand out, and then write your solution, which is x is less than 2 and x is greater than 10, okay.